Shalom. I want to start by giving all praise to Yahweh, Ba'asham Yahushai, Baruch Kodash, double honors to the apostles and the elder bishops of the Great Millstone for teaching us scriptures, among other things, and salutations to Akim across the earth doing this work in sincerity and truth. Shalom. So excuse me for my voice, a little bit on the weather, this what it is. But yeah, so this video, I've been inspired by a video that basically Elder Apostle Kabar, he did 2 videos on this female. She was talking a lot of shit about the ministry and stuff, so-called black female. Well, she's a black female void of light. That's the meaning of the word black. And Elder Bishops Manata Zakba also did a video on her, but I didn't watch his video. I saw the videos of the Elder Apostle Kabar. And and as you can see here on the picture, like my parents are from Curacao, and this is the traditional clothing of the people from Curacao, how they used to be clothed. And the thing is, this female, and this is a thing that you see a lot of stuff, a lot of times, females like this, who have the head wrap, and they being on YouTube and and talking all this and that and this and that, while the scriptures are clear, that the Most High only deals with men, and a woman ain't supposed to teach, she's supposed to, basically, she supposed to shut up and learn from her husband at home, that's how the scriptures explain it to us, that's how it's supposed to be. But yeah, you will see things like this happening a lot, of course, it's part of the curses, as a matter of fact, let me jump real quick to that scripture in the book of Jeremiah. It shows you that also. This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 31 and verse 22. How long wilt thou go about, O thou backsliding daughter? For the Lord hath created a new thing in the earth, a woman shall compass a man. Yeah, and that's the situation that we are in nowadays. And why did this happened? Because we didn't want to obey to the we didn't want to obey to Yahweh Basham Yahushai, starting with Yahweh. We didn't want to keep the law, statutes, and commandments. This is also why we went into slavery, so we have to deal with the fact that these females are not in order, so let me read this real quick. This is the book of 1 Timothy chapter 2, and yeah, because there's also a thing, as you see on the picture, she has her head wrapped, but it doesn't mean shit. And a lot of times, like I said, especially in America, I see those females with the head wrapped, playing like they are so, I call it, they are so humble and this and that, and, fearing the Most High, all that bullshit, and 9 out of 10 times they're gonna be the greatest bug outs, talking about the Most High is only dealing with them and all that shit, even if you I witnessed myself, for example, here in Holland, I witnessed it by myself, for example, with the mother of my youngest, she claimed that she was believing in this truth, and meanwhile going against everything that the scriptures explain, and also found out later, she was watching videos. I don't know which camp she was looking at and talking about, yeah, this and that is wrong and this, this and that, I was only looking at her. I'm like, yeah, you're a real demon, already saw it. I know it was a demon. I'm like, yeah, most I gonna deal with you in due time, so yeah. But yeah, she's not my problem anymore, at least not on that level, because of course I got a child with her, so I still have to deal with her from every now and then, when I go to pick up my child, other than that, I just basically cut her off, it's better to have a wife that doesn't believe, and if I look at my current situation, the wife that I have right now, she doesn't believe, but she respects what I do, and that's more important. And she knows her place, she knows her place. She knows that I am over her and she accepts it, that's how she she likes it like that, and that's actually that, by nature, a woman is created to be under the man, So yeah, and in the beginning, when I was we started seeing each other, this and that, explain a little bit, and that I believe in this and that. I explain it just a little bit. You don't have also, that's also thing. Of course, if she asks, you can explain her stuff, this and that. But it's not necessary that you go and explain her. You have to do this and that. It's my advice is don't tell her what to do. Explain her. This is how I live. I keep the Sabbath. I have my study. I have my studies. I do my videos. Every Saturday here in Holland. Every Saturday, we on the highways and byways. So you know, if you want to do things, on the weekend, you gotta know Saturday is off limits. Yes, of course. Sometimes after teachings, sometimes you might go and do something with your woman, but the things that come at the first place is doing the works of Yahweh Basham Yahweh Shai. And if she respect that, then there's no problem, the scriptures are clear about that. Because she was also kind of, yeah, afraid is a big word, but she was kind of worried, and then she asked me like, yeah, but she said, yeah, I don't believe, because that's the thing that you see it always with this people following this religions. They always pushing it upon their wives. They be like, yeah, okay, you also have to believe this and that. So I explained her, and I went to the book of First Corinthians chapter 7. I'm going there right now, and I learned I read to her the words of apostle elder of apostle Paul. So let me see, this is the book of First Corinthians chapter 7 and verse 12. But to the rest speak I, not the Lord. If any brother had a wife that believed not, and she be pleased to dwell with him, let him not put her away. So if she been pleased to dwell with you, she is not hindering you. She knows the days, when I have my Shabbat. We have a Sabbath study going on. I tell her, okay, this and this time, I'm going into the scriptures, this and that. She knows it, She won't be calling me or whatever, She actually barely calls me, but yeah, that's the way it's supposed to be. She have to know the place. If she knows her place, it doesn't matter if she doesn't believe. As long as she respects you, and also concerning uncleanness and this and that. She really she really looks to that. Sometimes her parents want to do something, this and that. She be already looking at the date, and then sometimes she be like, yeah, I don't think it's possible. If I look, that's in my time of separations. She just accepted it. I start dating with her basically, and I explain it like, okay, I don't deal, with a woman when she's on the period. I wish not to see you, and she had no problem with it. And then later she asked me like, how is it explained in the Bible? And then I read it for her. So yeah, you can do it like that. And of course, everybody can do it on his own way. I'm not here telling you this is how you have to deal with your wife. No, I'm just showing you examples and difference. How it also can be. Because it's very, believe me, I had my share of wicked pieces of shit. I had my share of that, of those. And for me now, it's a different world. To have one that basically ease your mind. Because that's what a woman's supposed to be, a pillar of rest, not a babbling demon. That's why we, the majority of the so-called black females, they're clamorous demons. You don't want to deal with those. You don't want to deal with those. You don't want to deal with a female that everything that you say should be like, yeah, but I think it should be blah blah blah. It's fucking bullshit, man. Don't want to deal with that. Then we rather deal with a woman of another nation, which accept that you are the man and accept her role as being a woman, you know, which which is how it's supposed to be. But yeah, back to the book of First Timothy, in chapter 2. So let me see. Let me start at verse 9. And like In like manner also that women adorn themselves in modest apparel. So modest apparel is talking about decent clothing. This is not decent clothing. So this female is, she got a head wrapped, pertaining to something, like she's, yeah, and I cover my head, this and that, because of respect. But you got the thing on top of your tits is open. You're showing cleavage. That's nonsense. This is yeah, here you see a boy, but this is here you see the clothing of Curacao. And as you can see, like how the woman is clothed, it's buttoned all to the top, it's all buttoned, skirt down to the floor, and a head covered. And this is original clothing style from Curacao, and this is beautiful. If you see this, like back in the days, I really didn't understand. I also saw it from the Suriname people, and I like, yeah, it looks kind of similar, but I didn't understand it. But then, later, when I came in touch, with scriptures, then you learn about the clothing and how a woman's supposed to be clothed. Then you see the clothing, be like, hey, our people were dressing uh, in the way that we were dressing ourselves. But we didn't know. It goes back to it's go back to our this goes back to our Hebrew custom. Also, if you see how the man is clothed, with the pants and all that. And here I also had a picture that you saw yeah, like this one, see the little boy. Because they also parade a lot, also always with the carnival. Now it's also the carnival season going on, and then they parade and show their traditional clothing style. So they have, these hats, I remember, I don't know if my mother still can do it, but I remember she tells me when my mother is from the farming side of Curacao. And she told me that they also used to make these hats. It's traditional stuff. And here I also see a woman, clothed in original styling. I cannot make it any bigger, but there you see it. It's down to the ground. There's no cleavage shown there. You know, you see it. It's all to the top. It's all closed. That's how it's supposed to be. So yeah, back to the book of First Timothy, chapter 2 and verse 9. In like manner also that the woman adorn himself in modest apparel with shamefastness. So, and if you look at the females nowadays, they don't have a shame. They just open the mouth and talk all this shit. And when the society collapse, when the protection of Esau is not longer around you, you're gonna find out. We're gonna stomp you to your place. So yeah, with shamefastness and sobriety, not with broided hair or gold or pearls or costly array. No, simple, plain and simple. Uh, but which becometh woman professing godliness with good works. Yeah, behave yourself the way you're supposed to behave. Let the woman learn in silence with all subjection. So yeah, yeah, that you should stop following these scams. This females was blabbling all that shit. No, you need to shut the fuck up. The scriptures are clear. Let the woman learn in silence with all subjection. And another thing, all the so-called teachers also saw an article later, about this female. She want to be a priest. That shows me that they don't read the Bible, man. So you want to teach people about the words of the Most High, but you don't even read the Bible. A female ain't supposed to be teaching, man. This is the book of First Timothy, chapter 2, verse 12. But I suffer not the woman to teach, not to usurp authority over the man, but to be in silence. For Adam was first formed, then Eve. And Adam was not deceived, but the woman being deceived was in the transgressions. Notwithstanding shall she be saved in childbearing if they continue in faith and charity and holiness with sobriety. So if you as a woman do as a woman, if you do your best to please Yahweh Shem Yahushua, you have a man and you treat him the way that you're supposed to treat him, he will also, as man also, also have to treat your wife the way you're supposed to treat her. Give her the respect that she deserves, as long as the order is there. Slack, yeah. As long as the order is there. And that's also another thing. As a man, if you want to become a man of the Lord, it's very important that you got to keep your house in check, And that's also a thing that I went through, for me personally. Because when I start going to the camp, to listening, and, I knew that I had to take some steps concerning my household, because I was living with the mother of my oldest, and she was not in order. This bitch was not in order, But the most I got her for that, man. And of course, the most I got me rid, gave me a way to escape that demon, you know. Yeah, but yeah, she was not in order. So, and I knew, like, okay, I have to put my foot down, you know. Things have to be in order in my house. So then I was like, okay, this is how it's going to be. If you don't like it, you can get the fuck out of there. This is my house, it's my rules. If you can't keep my rules, there is the door. And that's exactly how it went. Keep on doing shit, and I'm a person, I can give you 1,000 chances, a million chances, doesn't matter, 50, whatever. People be like, it's 3 chances, then you're out, 3 strikes, you're out. No, I can give you 1,000 or whatever. But when I'm said it's done, then it's done. You cannot get another chance. And that's also what this demon thought. All that shit, because I'm a very I'm a man, uh, uh, not I'm not a man with a lot of words. I'm very calm, most of the time. So they think that like they said, don't take my kindness for weakness. And she thought like, okay, I have a child with him, so can use it as a weapon. He will never kick me out of the house. But I did. I didn't literally kick her out. I gave her a chance. I told her like, okay, you can start looking for something for yourself because this is done. And then she was like, yeah, are you throwing me and your son on the streets? I said, listen up. I didn't say that. I told you can start looking for a house for yourself because I ain't taking this anymore. And she begged me until the last day. The last day that I said that she's supposed to be at her own house, because the house was there. She lives a street behind me, which is also funny because she was talking all the shit, and go to the other side of Holland, this and that. How many times she threatened me? She's like, yeah, I'm gonna go away with your son, this and that. Hey, at a certain point, I just distance myself from him. I just distance myself from him. He was looking for my attention. I was like, yeah, I was basically ignoring him. At a certain point, and even she was like, okay, I'm going away now. I was picking up some tiles, driving back and forth with my car with a trailer at the back. And I said that, and she said like, yeah, when you come back, then you will not find us here anymore. We're gonna be gone. I'm like, okay. I just took my son. I held him for a moment, and I talked to him. I told him like, look, Daddy will always love you, and will always care for you. It doesn't matter where you are, but all you gotta remember that Daddy will always love you. And I really thought that she was going away. And basically that was also the straw for me that I would when she did that many times before, but that time that was for me was like, okay, I was like, okay, that's enough. Not dealing with this anymore. So I went, pick up some towels, came back. The house there was no light on in the house. So I put the towels in my backyard. Park the car, this and that. Give the trailer back to my neighbor, this and that. Went inside the house, find her cooking in the kitchen in the dark. She was preparing food for me. You see that demon. But for me, it was like, yeah, man, you're done. I'm not playing games. So yeah, but that's also, yeah, if you are in check, if you do as a woman do the things that you're supposed to do, and you have a man that he's also doing the things that he's supposed to do, and the Most High will bless you, man. The Most High will bless you for that. But like I said, for a man, it's also important to have your household in order. So this is the book of 1 Timothy chapter 3 verse 4. One that ruleth well his own house, having his children in subjection with all gravity. For if a man not know how to rule his own house, how shall he take care of the church of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. So, that already speaks for itself, How you gonna do that if you can't rule your own house? And let me jump to the book of First Corinthians concerning the order. This is the book of First Corinthians, chapter 11, verse 3. But I would have you known that the head of every man is Yahushai. So Yahushai is above every man. And the head of the woman is the man. And the head of Yahushai is Yahweh. So it's very clear, Decently in order. The Most High is not an order of confusion, man. He's all about order. This is the book of First Peter, chapter 3. And let me just start at 1. Likewise, ye wives, be in subjection to your own husbands, that if any obey not the word, they also may without the word be won by the conversations of the wives. While they behold your chaste conversation coupled with fear, whose adorning let it not be that outward adorning. And there's nothing wrong with if a woman want to dress up a little bit, There's nothing wrong, You can wear your jewels and stuff, There's nothing wrong, but you ain't supposed to be showing, like nowadays it's normal for females walking in underwear on the streets, These yoga pants, People be reading lips the whole day, camel toes everywhere, Doesn't make sense. Whose adorning let it not be that outward adoring of plaiting the hair, of wearing of gold, or of putting on of apparel, but let it be the hidden man of the heart in that which is not corruptible, even the ornament of a meek and quiet spirit, which is in the sight of Yahweh of a great price. For after this manner in the old time the holy women also who trusted in Yahweh adorned themselves, being in subjection unto their own husbands, even as Sarah obeyed Abraham, calling him Lord, whose daughters ye are, as long as you do well, and are not afraid with any amazements. So, and that's the thing that you see going wrong. Nowadays, you got the nannies, the grandmothers teaching their daughters, like, hey man, basically jump on the carousel before you settle down with a man. That's what they teach them. That's why we have to deal with all these fucked up females. A female only supposed to have one man. A man is able to have multiple wives, but it's not something that I'm be like preaching you like you should be doing that. No, man, this is not really the time to be doing that, because nowadays the females, they don't accept it. And even if they say that they accept it, and I've seen it, in my surroundings, I've seen it, brothers dealing with females, talking about they have multiple wives, this and that, and they accept it. Sooner or later, the demons comes out. Jealousy, jealousy is a thing. A female will get jealous at a certain point, and then demons going to take over. Verse 7, likewise ye husbands, dwell with them according to knowledge, giving honor unto the wife as unto the weaker vessel. So you got to understand, like I said, of course, you take care of your wife as you take care of your own flesh, and like Yahushai said, love your wife the way Yahushai loved the church, So there's nothing wrong with loving your wife and take care of your wife, but don't put her on a pedestal, And you got to realize that, of course, she might give you some advice, this and that, but she's not the one that the Mosai gave. Mosai didn't give her wisdom, Scriptures also said that, he deprived her from wisdom. I believe it's the book of Job, So that's also a thing. Matter of fact, let me look that up real quick. Let me see. I think it's this is Job 40 or something. Let me see. That's not 40. Oh, it's 39. So this is the book of Job, chapter 39, and verse 17. Because Yahweh had deprived her of wisdom, neither had he imparted to her understanding. So, there you have it. That's why Eve went off, And what did Adam do? What was his fault? He listened to her, you know. That is his fault. She was going off, but he listened to her. And I'm not telling you like you should never listen to your wife. Like I said, she might give you some advice, but you are the man of the house. You are the one that eventually will take the decision. Verse 7 again. Book of 1 Peter chapter 3 verse 7. Likewise, ye husbands, dwell with them according to knowledge, giving honor unto the wife as unto the weaker vessel, and being heirs together of the grace of life, that your prayers be not hindered. So, there you have it. Let me see, what more did I got here? And there's also thing, when you receive a wife, she is your possession, not the other ways around. This is the book of Sirach, chapter 36, verse 24. He that getteth a wife beginneth a possession, a help like unto himself, and a pillar of rest. So there you have it, a woman's supposed to be a pillar of the rest, a pillar of rest. And, and also another thing, this is the book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 11, verse 8. For the man is not of the woman, but the woman of the man. Neither was the man created for the woman, but the woman for the man. So there you have it, And like I said, it's part of our punishment, We didn't want to obey, to the law, statutes, and commandments of Yahweh Basham Yahushai. So now we have to deal with the fact that these females are above us, We have to deal with it, It's just part of the punishment. So this is the book of Isaiah, chapter 3, verse 12. As for my people, children are their oppressors, and children are talking about the Edomites. It's about Esau, because Esau came to us. So, Esau is younger than us, because Isaac, he get, Jacob and Esau, Isaac was their father with Rebekah, So back to the book of Isaiah, chapter 3, verse 12. As for my people, children are their oppressors, and women rule over them. O my people, they which lead thee cause thee to err and destroy the way of thy paths. Yeah, and that's what you're seeing going on right now. Women be ruling over us, And I don't know if I already read the scripture, but I'm going to read it. Anyway, this is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 31, verse 22. How long wilt thou go about, O thou backsliding daughter? For Yahweh had created a new thing in the earth, a woman shall compass a man. And that's what we're dealing with nowadays, That's exactly what we're dealing with nowadays. So, and I have one more scripture to end the scripture with, because, these females, they all got their mouth, clamoring, this and that, want to say this, got all these important things to tell, Meanwhile, they are not allowed to say shit, actually. And how do you say that? Like a while ago, there was a brother from America who had a dream, and it's basically a thought that I also had, been thinking that a lot. And, there was that moment, when Yahushai was handing out crowns, and when your name was called, and he also said that when your name was called, it doesn't necessarily mean that you received the blessing, because that's also the book of Revelations where it says, matter of fact, let me just read it. Book of Revelations, chapter 22 and verse 12. And behold, I come quickly, and these are the words of Yahushai, who the world unknowing calls Jesus. And behold, I come quickly, and my reward is with me, to give every man according as his work shall be. And this goes for your women's also. So, and in his dream, he saw brothers receiving crowns. Even he saw himself receive a crown. That's a beautiful dream, man, by the way. So, he saw brothers receiving crowns, but he also saw brothers being punished. He also saw a female being called, and also her head being chopped off. These things will occur, man. It will occur. So yeah, man. And I want to end it with this scripture, for all your big mouth females thinking that y'all the shit. Like I said, when this this Esau's queendom is busy with shutting down, with going down. When he is put out of power, when the system falls, when there's no more 911 or here in Holland 112 to call, when the police cannot come for your rescue, you're gonna see how much you are equal, because Esau been teaching these females, gassing them up, Slakia, gassing them up and giving them the idea that they are above the men. Well, they're gonna find out the hard way, man. They're gonna find out the hard way. This is the book of Micah, chapter 7, verse 10. Oh no, wait. Let me read this one first, man. I just remember scripture because what I just said, and that's, it's one of my favorite scriptures because it's spot on, It's just what it is. Yeah. This is the book of Luke, chapter 19, verse 27. But those my enemies, and how are you an enemy of Yahweh, Basham Yahushai, if you don't want to keep the law, statutes, and commandments as an Israelite? You're going against it. This female was talking all that shit, man. Blah, blah, blah. You shouldn't stop following him, this and that. The stick is false. So she meaning the 12th tribe charge was false and this and that. All that shit. But yeah, and you got men following her. But yeah, like the scripture said, the deceiver and deceived are his, Don't forget, the majority of our people need to die. A majority of our people need to be put to death. So a lot of people gonna following these reprobates, these bugouts. So the book of Luke chapter 19 verse 27. But those my enemies which would not, these are the words of Yahweh Shai, the words of the one that the world unknowing calls Jesus. These are his words. But those my enemies which would not that I should reign over them, bring hither and slay them before me. So that's very clear. And that's what he saw in his dream. They were slaughtered in front of Yahweh Shai. So this is the book of Micah, chapter 7, verse 10. Then she, because our females are number one next to Esau, they are, basically standing also on the number one, being our enemies, Then she, that is mine enemy, shall see it, and Esau be gassing these females up, I was watching a documentary on Netflix. I couldn't even finish it. I was so like, it's only, they were talking about slavery, this and that, but they was always talking about the female, this and that, and the black woman, this and that, gassing her up. Females talking about females, artists being interviewed and this and that, I was like, I couldn't watch that bullshit, man. Like, man, fuck that shit, man. And females falling for that, man. Thinking that they're strong, man. They got the power. Yeah. You want to be a strong woman? Okay. You want to see when the shit goes down, when the shit's going to hit the fan, we're going to see how strong you are. Want to be soldiers and all that shit, man. Get the fuck out of there. So the book of Micah, chapter 7, verse 10. Then she, that is my enemy, shall see it, and shame shall cover her, which said unto me, where is Yahweh thy power? Mine eyes shall behold her. Now shall she be trodden down as the mire of the streets. Oh, Salakia, my throat, man. So yeah, man. And believe me, I'm looking forward to that day, man. All your big mouth females, you're going to be stomped on, man. You're going to be equal with the ground, man. So yeah, man. With that, I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Basham Yahushai, Baruch double honors to the apostles and the elder bishops of Great Millstone for teaching us scriptures, among other things, and salutations to all your Akim across the earth for doing this work in sincerity and truth. So with that, I'm going to say Shalom.